Hey guys, I wanted to chat to you today about the cost of training, and in particular comparing it to other things that you might be looking to invest money in that you could just never get the budget for. Think of it things like training systems, or rather fully simulated environments that are maintained and upkept to provide lifelike examples and scenarios that really do benefit people and prepare them for the jobs ahead, whatever that might be. Or even coaching programs of coaching that really help people embed what they're trying to learn, do their jobs, and actually help them to overcome their own mistakes or fears or whatever else that might be. So let's just pluck a figure for a second. And that figure I'm going to say is that you've looked for 300 grand to actually put together a project or an environment or a system or whatever it might be. And when I talk about the cost of training, I'm talking about everything. People's time is money. We always say that, time is money. Now, when you think about who's involved in a training project, from the start, the time of consultancy is a big thing, and let's say business partners and stakeholders. And I'm just going to make a sweeping gesture on some things here, because I can't tailor it to everyone at the moment, obviously. I'm going to say the average salary of that group of people is £60,000. And when you start saying that maybe 4 of those people are involved, and it might take a week's worth of their work split across various times, there's 5k before we even think about it. Then there's the design, and it's not just design of what we do, it's the proposals, the storyboards, the reviews, the sign-offs, the testing, the uploads. And let's say design team members are on about 30k. And let's say it takes 2 of them 3 weeks to do this, there's another just over 4k. And then there's delivery. And we know that delivery isn't just delivery. There's train the trainer, there's prep, there's travel, there's the time of the trainer themselves, and then there's time of the actual people that are going on the training, and the scheduling of it, and the evaluating of it, and the reporting of it. Now let's say they're all on 24k, and it takes 10 trainers 10 days to roll that out to 6,000 people in an organisation. Then we start getting big numbers, over 300k for that. And if you add all those things together, we're now touching on £320,000 to deliver a half-day training session. Yeah, okay, I get it. These are things that are already paid for, Rob. They're still paid for. Whether we like it or not, they are still paid for. And this doesn't even take into account some other things, like the actual travel, the expenses, the overnight stays. It may be that a half-day training session doesn't actually cut it for you. It could be a 1-day, 2-day, a week long, a 4-week induction. It might be that these figures in terms of salaries are actually quite conservative for your organisation. It might be that you have more people that would need to attend this critical training. And suddenly the numbers go on and go on and go on. Also, what when it doesn't work? I mean, heaven forbid we should suggest for a second that a training intervention wouldn't have any performance advantage. But what if it didn't? And then 6 months later we need to retrain them, and now we're over £500,000. On top of that, there's always the opportunity cost also. So what's the opportunity cost of the things that the people could have been working on instead of this training? What could the trainers have been doing? Could they have been coaching frontline staff and really supporting them? What about the senior stakeholders? Let's say it was a sales project. Senior stakeholders that are locked in to scheduling, and also not just like scheduling, the design and the consultancy being your stakeholders in this. They could have been selling, they could have been coaching people to sell, training and mentoring people themselves in sales techniques, and earning and generating revenue for the organisation. So suddenly that 300,000 or then becomes £500,000, then becomes £1 million. Wow, hang on a minute. And all because we wanted to try and get away, and we didn't have the budget or couldn't afford that 300k intervention or system that we thought would improve things. It's time to think again, guys. Really consider whether training is worth it in your organisation. This isn't just something that just can be done and it doesn't really affect anyone. We might as well just do it. There's a serious monetary aspect to what we do. Don't end up with a 20-slide PowerPoint that you've effectively paid £500,000 for.